This is for the players.
I'm Ryan Betson.
I'm Josh Saunders.
And this is For the Players, the PopCulturists PlayStation Podcast, with over 40 years of playing PlayStation and 6+ years in that games media combined. We thought we'd throw our hat into the ring and join that PlayStation conversation.
If you would also like to join the PlayStation conversation, you can do so every Monday morning at 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on YouTube and 8 a.m. on iTunes and other podcasty services. How do you join that conversation? Simply head over to www.thepopculturists.com/questions. Give us your thoughts, questions, and suggestions for the show. If the week between shows is a little bit too long, please join us on Facebook, join us on Discord, and if you're feeling generous, join us on Patreon at patreon.com/popculturists. Head over there, check out the tiers. There might be something there that interests you.
And if you want to show your Pop Culturist love on your body, head to the popculturist.com/shop, where you can buy a bunch of cool merch, shirts, mugs, phone cases, anything we can slap our logo on. It is there. Josh didn't wear his shirt today. But and of course, if you want to join the conversation, you can always comment below, jump on the Facebook page, go to the website, a bunch of places where you can join and chat with us and contribute to the show.
Not wearing my shirt because it needs to be washed because I wear it so much because it's so comfortable.
Oh, nice sell. I just bought a couple more, so I literally have one for every day of the week now.
Cool.
I'll never wear anything else. What have you been playing, my friend?
Monster Hunter.
Of course you have.
And a little bit of Celeste.
Hey!
Something other than Monster Hunter. What?
It's Persona all over again.
Celeste is cool.
Yeah.
It's got a really cool aesthetic to it. The gameplay is schmicko. It's real tight. Probably a little bit too hard for me, though. It's got that Super Meat Boy game loop of go, death, instant restart, go.
So there's never a break.
Yeah, so that
in a good way.
That's the way those games are meant to be. Like, you don't want to die and then have a 10-second loading screen to start that screen again, because that just kills the flow. It's just instant. You die, fades in, fades out, fades back in. You're at the start of it again. Try again, and it's cool. It plays really well. It does seem to have probably played about 3 hours. It's got the start of what seems to be a really touching story to it as well. Celeste is the mountain that you're climbing. That's what you're trying to get to the top of. Everyone, I guess, would figure that was the main character.
Me too.
But no, you name the main character whatever the fuck you want. It's got a cool gameplay loop, but it is quite difficult. I knew that going in just from seeing, what people were saying about it and all that. But I do plan to get through it. I did make the pledge that I will complete every game I purchase this year, so I'm determined to get through it. I haven't hit a wall with it. I'm not at a spot where I just can't get any further. And it does that to you as well. It's like you die on this screen like 50 times and you're just like, I can't do this, but then you do. And that recurs all throughout, that hurdle of mentally, I can't do this level or this screen, but then you do and you're like, oh, I did. Cool. And that gives you a little bit more determination for the next one and all that. It's really cool game. I thought $30 was maybe a little bit steep for it, but I think it justifies its price so far. And Monster Hunter is Monster Hunter, man. I mean, I'm
how far are you now?
90 hours.
Jesus.
And I also worked nearly 40 hours in the week as well. So,
wow.
Yeah. It's just real good.
Shit.
And I haven't even beaten like the main campaign yet because I just enjoy the grind. I enjoy that gameplay loop. Go out, kill some monsters, come back, build some shit. Go out, kill some stronger monsters, come back, build some shit, and just keep doing that. Yeah, I haven't hit the end game grind yet, where you try to like min-max your gear and get the best set mix your sets to get the best abilities for your playstyle. I'm not at that point yet, but it hasn't started to fizzle out yet either. It's real good. I've been playing that game for a long fucking time.
I've had a little bit of Monster Hunter. Not a lot. I've not played as many games or as much games as I want to this week.
You did defeat Flying Lightning Squirrel?
I did defeat Electric Squirrel, you piece of shit, Toby Kadachi, by myself. Now, you and I did take him on about a week or so ago.
That was a good expedition, that one.
That was so good.
We killed Jagras, Puke, Toby, and we didn't kill Anjanath. I think it was.
No, we did.
Oh, and Anjanath as well. Yeah, good expedition.
We had a really good run.
Yeah.
So I was able to take him on myself. unassisted. After, I probably would have died viciously if I hadn't done it with you. Like I learned its tells, learned its move. Like, because I learned it from playing with you. Like, even though you did predominantly carry the fight, I watched it enough to be like, okay, you're going to climb the tree, you're going to dive, you're very quick, you paralyze a lot, so really want to dodge all your shit.
That attack where he'll and go in for a bite, and you're like, okay, I dodged it, but he does a second one after it that you weren't expecting.
And
that
the tail as well.
Yeah, and the tail as well.
That was really good. Really, so I kind of, at the end of the day yesterday, I had like a daddy daycare day, impromptu one because Millie had to work.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I'm like tired. I'm like, I haven't played any game. I want to play a game today. Like, I haven't done any games. So I sat down, Tobigachi, done, half an hour. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm to bed. Felt to bed, I just accomplished, and it was good.
That's how you do pride and accomplishment.
Yeah, no, this game is like, fuck. It's so good. And like I said, and last night, SA messaged him, like, please, can we play? I'm like, no, I've got to go to a party.
I was out last night, unfortunately.
You played tonight?
Yeah, probably.
Yay! And on Wednesday, I jumped into Kingdom Hearts for the first time. Yeah. I knew Kingdom Hearts 3 announcements were coming out soon. I thought in true fashion for PopCulturists we would play it and it would get delayed, just like we did with Red Dead. Turns out not the case, so that's good.
No, well, the Kingdom Hearts event the other day, they announced the release date of the release date for Kingdom Hearts 3.
Announced Monster Inc. World.
Yeah, so at E3, they said we'll get the official date.
Which means it's probably the second half of the year.
Which means it'll be early 2019. Get you all hyped up for a date, and be like, yep, we'll give you a date. It's February.
Remember Final Fantasy did that too. They're like, we're going to have an event to announce the date.
Delayed.
Yeah,
that's embarrassing. That's real embarrassing. Yeah, they'd have to be confident at this point.
Yeah. And yeah, so that's the first part took me a while to be like, ugh. Like, it's boring, and it's not the kind of boring RPG-ness. And then...
Was that where you're on like the beach
Like
world?
the first island was gut. It was just garbage. Yeah. Hated it.
Then you start getting into like the Aladdin world and all that kind
and then
of stuff,
once they start sprinkling the Disney in, and then it got my attention.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, okay, cool, Donald and Goofy, sweet.
Yeah.
Holy shit, it's Chip and Dale.
Yeah.
Holy shit, it's Dewey and Lee. I was like, and then it's like, and then later on, there's a moment where they're sitting around a table, and it's all the villains of the game, and it's like, holy shit, it's Jafar, it's Ursula, it's like, it's Hades. I'm like,
see, but. Like, I guess you'd only get half enjoyment because the Final Fantasy side of things you give no dicks about.
No, a little bit.
But where I was kind of the opposite when I first played. I'm like, holy shit, it's Cloud, and it's so-and-so from this Final Fantasy. It's that. I'm like, oh,
I'm getting characters I'm aware of. Like, at the start of the game, when you're on the island, I'm like, hey, that's the dude from Final Fantasy X that you play Blitzball with. I'm in the Waka, yeah, I can remember him. Yeah. And I think Cloud's there as well, I think.
Pretty sure Cloud's there. I don't know.
Who's the main character of 10?
Titus.
Sorry, Titus was there. My apologies. Titus was there. And then when you go into start heading into the Disney World, you see the main guy from 8. Squall. I'm like, oh, Squall. I remember him. I remember him and his gun. Like, because that's the other Final Fantasy that I've played. So I really enjoyed seeing him. I'm like, hey. Now, I had more fun just naming the characters what I wanted. I didn't, they're like, this is Kyrie. I'm like, nope. Your name's Emily.
Kyrie doesn't flow right off the tongue.
No, and then it's like, and then what's the other guy that on the island? So there's main guy was
like 15 years.
Yeah, so there was John. No, it was Jenny, not Emily. So the main guy was John. Then there was the girl, which was Emily. I named Jenny. And then there was the older guy on the island. I just named him Keith. So, just because I couldn't I couldn't remember their names.
Steve.
For some reason, it just didn't click to my brain. Yeah, so I was like, done. This is Keith. Yeah, and then we came to, when we saw the guy from Final Fantasy VIII, I'm like, I named him Steve. I'm like, score. I'm like, nah, Steve.
The games have a very different tone with American names.
It does. It made it so much fun. Yeah. I was like, I need to find, even when I was reading the non-dialogue section, it's like, I need to find Kyrie, and I'm like, oh, we need to find Jenny and Keith. It completely changed the tone of the game. Yeah, it does. I love it a lot. I can understand why, the charm has got me. Like, the instant the Disney stuff started littering through, I'm like, yeah, this is where it's at. Like, this is what's bringing me into it.
I remember being stuck on a level in number 1 when it first came out. I can't remember what level it was, but it was a level, and I just remember that's where I finished playing the game.
Apparently the Tarzan one's really hard.
That might have been it, actually. I know, but there was a level where I got stuck on, and I just gave up on it, and I haven't played it since then, unfortunately. But
yeah, well, I would like to dive into it more. Come with Kingdom Hearts 3 at the end of the year, because I want to play that Toy Story world. I want to play Monster Inc. so bad. Like, they're my jam.
Apparently there'll be a Frozen world as well.
Yeah, who cares?
Frozen's a good movie.
I'm sure it is. I've just taken a very strong stance against it.
The mainstream social media just fucking ran it to the ground.
Yeah, and it ruined it for me.
But when it first dropped and I saw it in the movies, I was like, this is a good movie. This is a really fun, enjoyable, with a good message behind it.
Yeah, and the difficult part is, like, I like the actor behind Olaf. His name I can't remember. But he was in, like, he was in Beauty and the Beast, and he was in the Book of Mormon. Like, I like that dude. I like him a lot. And I'm like,
you need to watch the movie.
No,
I reckon.
No, but I've taken a stance for so long. It's kind of...
No, I think if you watch it, you'll enjoy it, because it is genuinely a good movie.
I guarantee you'll enjoy it, but I'm just having...
You're just being petty.
I'm just being petty.
Yeah.
Gotta be petty on the right things.
Okay.
And I've also dived a little bit more into Dragon Ball Z. And I think I put enough in there now to sort of get my review of it. And my review is pretty much everything I said last week. The game is, like, as my first impressions were pretty much spot on. I thought I'd probably get more out of it with a bit more time, but no, it looks like my first impressions pretty much nailed exactly what I wanted to say about it. The game is visually stunning. The game is incredibly deep, but it's also shallow enough for people like me to be able to really just sink their teeth in and get that satisfaction out of it.
Did you say accessible over shallow?
Accessible. I think accessible probably the best. But though it's shallow in terms of, if you were to go in and just smash the punching buttons, you would still have a good time. Like, you could still get enough to get a combo out and bust some key moves and sort of bounce.
Yeah.
Well, if you wanted to, you could learn it. And you could the juggle and get it all schmick and go into any fight and come out perfect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Storyline, as I said last week, it was a little bit slow on plotting in the first part, with it's very tutorial heavy. I do sort of like it's the way it tells a story, in terms of you enter a cutscene and then it's like, hey, here's 3 different roadmaps to get to here. You have eight moves to get to the boss. So you can take whatever route you want, you can unlock some shit, and then, or you can just go straight to it and fight it.
That's cool.
So it gives you an option to sort of learn more. I liked that. I thought it was really cool. It reminded me of the old vector maps in Further Mass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it's kind of fun. Like, the story is what it is. I enjoyed it. I got over the pressing X to further dialogue pretty quickly. Just a little nitpick. I was like, ugh. Yeah. But when I wasn't in the mood to sort of really do that, because when I went back to it, I was like, okay. Yeah,
but they seem to have put more effort into the story mode than a lot of other fighting games. Injustice 2 had a good story behind it, where it was obviously a big focus to tell a decent story, at least, even though the majority of that game is going to be played online. Yeah,
I do think NetherRealms made a better story with Injustice.
Yeah.
But yeah, Arc System Works have done pretty damn good with what they've got. As I mentioned last week, it's got a lot of that meta infusion. I thought it was really quite clever and a good sort of twist on the story to explain why you are Goku, the strongest person in the galaxy, apparently, yet you can't get a basic combo. They're like, okay, because you're being controlled by somebody else. That was really quite clever. This game's already made it into Evo, so it's got its what's what I'm looking for. It's got its
recognition.
It's got its respect in the fighting community, and it's awesome. And I love it. Cool. I love it a lot. I do very, very much enjoy it, and I think it'll be a game that will probably pull out a bunch of parties, just because everyone knows DBZ, and it's easy enough to just beat people's faces in. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. But anyway, thank you very much to Bandai Namco Australia for providing us that code. I do apologise for being a little bit later than expected, but
such is life.
Getting viciously sick for a week kind of threw out everything.
Nah, it's fine.
But anyways, that's enough about what we've been playing. Let's head into the news. We talk about the section that's called Inform the Players. I lost my.
We talk about the section.
Yeah, I lost my thing.
Okay, so the section Inform the Players.
It started again. Ready, rewind? When I started the show again, calm down.
I'm just adjusting my dick.
Moving on into the section we called Inform the Players, where we tell you about the PlayStation news that happened this week.
8-bits news this week.
Off right now. It's nothing important.
Notifications galore.
Alright, kick on.
See, I turned mine off before we do the show.
I have to pull the questions up later.
Yeah, later.
Yeah.
You can put it on Do Not Disturb so it doesn't vibrate and shit.
That's the thing.
Stop you from needing to pick it up. Well, it is on Android. Number 1, a new Crash Bandicoot title could be on the way next year, according to a UK-based merchandising company. Max Argyle, the manager of merchandising company GBI, is responsible for the rumour, following an excerpt spotted in DHX Brands Licensing Sourcebook Europe. He also stated that Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy would be coming to PC and Switch. Quote, the new game was a huge success at retail with no marketing spend. Next year it will be going broader, Switch and PC, and there will be another game in 2019. Activision has a 5-year plan for this, and GBI is delighted to be fully on board for all products. So yeah, new Crash.
Happy it's coming to the Switch, because like I spent the majority of my time playing the original Crash Bandicoot, obviously in recent years on the Vita, when we'd go places. Like it's such a good game to pick up and play a little bit of and put away. And I think having it on Switch I'll probably without that.
I know we talk PlayStation, but with Insane Trilogy coming to a Nintendo console, I would love to see Crash in Smash Brothers.
Well, we've seen Snake, a very
Snake.
strong
We've got
PlayStation property in Smash before.
Cloud. Because one of the arguments was, he's not...
Oh no, Nathan fell over. Keep talking.
One of the arguments was that Crash is not a first-party Nintendo character, but they've got a lot of characters in Smash now in recent years that also aren't. Like you said, Snake, Cloud, I'm sure there's many, many more. Because they've already kind of tapped that territory with Skylanders, Crash branching out a lot more. And
not being it's now an Activision property, not a PlayStation property. So.
But also no mention of it going to the Xbox, so suck a fat one.
PlayStation, sure. What?
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, if they are making a new Crash game, I don't know who's going to be working on it.
I imagine they're getting Vicarious Visions back.
Yeah, maybe.
It would make sense. Because they did do a lot of the after Naughty Dog games as well on PS2.
Yeah, but they were all garbage.
Yeah, I think that was garbage from a different place. I think it came from I think they now know. Mind you, I'm cynical as F about this. I'm like, why don't you just remake Crash Team Racing? Yeah,
well, maybe that's what they mean. Maybe that's what he means. Maybe they are.
Maybe they're making a new Crash Team Racing.
Because he just said there will be another game in 2019, not a new game. None of that. So they could be working on Crash Team Racing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it, really.
I would be happy if they never make another Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, me too. The beta for PS4 firmware update 5.50 began rolling out the other day, and new features include more organization options and the ability to customize your UI in addition to super sampling
and that
mode
old system stability
for PS4 Pro revealed earlier this month. Can I kind of speed run through this? Playtime management allows parents to check and manage playtime for their kids and impose restrictions, set amount of time or within playable hours. I want to set it on myself just so I can actually log how much time I'm spending in each game, because I don't have it. I love how the Switch does. How you can go into your play management. It's like you play Zelda for this much and you play this for this, and it's like a cool little bar graph. So I might set myself some parental controls. Just so I can check my...
There's no restrictions, just we just want to monitor it.
Just so I can check my playtime. The library is going to be significantly more organised with the addition of this PS4 tab to show apps and games installed on the console, as well as the second tab for players' profiles to show items bought for specific PSN IDs, and then also more filtering for all that stuff. New background music feature enables players to listen to music while streaming on PS Now, and quick menus is getting a few tweaks with some new shortcuts to make navigation easier. Perhaps best of all, you can now import custom wallpapers via USB, the option to zoom and crop images for the perfect dashboard. Just some cool quality of life things, really.
Yeah,
nothing
too major. I do like the library one. That makes me the most excited because I have the idea you can hide purchases.
Yeah.
So in my library of purchased, there's 15 different betas for random things. And I'm like, can I fuck these off?
Yeah, and all your themes are in there as well.
Yeah.
And also because we have the joint PopC account, all that stuff is in there as well. Be able
to separate what's on a PopC account, what's on your account or my account.
And I mean, they already brought in that you can set your own screenshot as a background.
Yeah,
so now they're just
tweak it too much.
They're kind of going a little bit further into that, where you can import a custom picture, so you can make a perfect dashboard template on your PC in Photoshop or whatever, and then kind of bring that over.
Yeah, so Max, one of the community members, did have a couple of beta codes. He offered one to me, and I was like, yeah, I'll take that. I haven't done anything with it yet, but I will probably put it in.
Yeah, I'm always
iffy on betas, because I'm sure there's a loophole somewhere that's like, hey, if it fucks up your PlayStation, it's your fault.
Yeah, well, it is, and there are reports of it happening as well to some people, and I'm really kind of... I'll just wait the extra couple of weeks. Yeah. Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is reportedly in development at Treyarch and will be released later this year. Multiple sources tell Eurogamer Black Ops 4 will be this year's entry into the COD series. The game will reportedly dial back the sub-series sci-fi elements, instead opting for a more grounded feeling. This report states this is in response to Infinite Warfare's negative reception in 2016. Eurogamer points to a tweet by self-proclaimed industry insider Marcus Sellers as first to report the Black Ops 4 rumour. In the tweet, Sellers states Black Ops 4 will be released on the Switch in addition to PS4, Xbox One and PC, though the claim has not yet been verified. Surprise! I mean...
Well, look, we know new Call of Duty games coming every year. I'm not surprised that it's a more boots on the ground. It's going to be very interesting. Not very interesting. Like, it's going to be very telling how how they dial it back. Because like with Black Ops, Black Ops 1 was really fucking good. 2 was really good. 3 then became that future shit that we saw in Advanced Warfare.
I found 3's multiplayer the most enjoyable.
Oh, I had a lot of fun.
With the subclasses.
Yeah, the subclass was
fun. I liked that.
Well, we got hands on that like EB Expo a couple of years back.
2015.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We actually the only thing we played twice.
Yeah.
But like the story itself was kind of bleh because it was very future sci-fi heavy, and I didn't enjoy it.
I think it's a mistake calling it Black Ops 4 because for people like just coming in, that's a big mental hurdle. Fuck, it's number 4 in the series. Like, do I need to play 1, 2, and 3 to know what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
Because World War II would have been so successful because it seemed like it was a quote unquote reboot. Like, if you want to jump into Call of Duty, now's your chance. This isn't tied to anything else. It's like number 1, get in now. Whereas Black Ops 4, just at a casual look, is just like. It's the 4th in a series that I haven't played before, so
yeah. Now, it's very difficult to find people that haven't played Call of Duty.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but if they're going to be dialing it back, then I'm guessing it's going to be Black Ops 4 in name only, and probably I don't know.
But maybe
you know what I mean?
At this stage, maybe it's been referred to as Black Ops 4. It might be called Black Ops 4.
I don't know.
I don't know how to spell that, so that's probably not what it's called. But it's to no surprise because as Call of Duty does the rounds of Sledgehammer, Treyarch, and Infinity Ward. Sorry. So Treyarch's turn, and Treyarch do Black Ops. That's what they're good at. So
yeah. Black Ops is probably after Modern Warfare 1 and 2. Black Ops is probably the best of the bunch. So that's cool. And they did bring in the whole Nazi zombie thing too.
They sure did.
So. CD Projekt Red, the beloved Polish studio behind The Witcher, Gwent, and the upcoming Cyberpunk 2077, appears to be attending E3 2018 in some capacity. The E3 website was updated with a slide that lists off participating companies, and among them is CD Projekt Red. They're also CD Projekt Red attending one of the year's biggest gaming events is not a surprise. The studio has been there the past years to promote titles such as Gwent, speak to journalists and hold business meetings. The studio has not made any announcements as of yet of what it might have in store for E3 2018, but needless to say, it's pretty much a shoe-in that it's Cyberpunk 2077.
I'm hesitant about what we're going to get, but because I don't have this weird thing for Cyberpunk 2077. I'm like...
Cyberpunk is cool. Like that, I love the genre of cyberpunk.
Yeah.
It's my favorite genre. Cyberpunk and then steampunk. Like that, anything involving any mixture of those is really cool. But it seems like it's been long enough since The Witcher 3 was out. Because Cyberpunk's been in development for nearly 7 or 8 years at this point. The first trailer came out a very, very long time ago, and the trailer looked ahead of its time as well. Graphically, they are very good with their trailers. But it seems like it's been just long enough out of The Witcher that they will have something to show, whether it is a new trailer or an update or something like that. Because there's the whole thing where it's still Cyberpunk 2077 could still technically be in the Witcher universe, because Ciri in The Witcher 3 has the ability to go between worlds and dimensions and all that. Yeah, so whether she is a part of this story set in a different, alternate universe, quote unquote, or there's just Easter eggs there, like, Ciri's been there, they'll be tied together somehow, and that'll be really cool. It just seems like the right time. It's been long enough, I think, that they've been working on it now. I'd
agree on that. I think within terms of time frame, yes, they're probably best to do something now, but does interest me.
Because, Gwent, they wouldn't get up there and talk about Gwent anymore.
Yeah. Unless Gwent gets its full release.
But I think they'd be shooting themselves in the foot if they're going to they're going to E3. And yes, that's people setting their own hype, but they need to realise that people will be expecting Cyberpunk 2077 stuff.
So maybe they give a trailer and then Gwent.
Yeah, if they come out... Or I think it'd be cooler to do the Gwent thing first and be like, oh, fuck. And then go, and we've got some Cyberpunk stuff for you.
And just mess everywhere.
Yeah, I won't... Yeah, I was going to say some crude stuff about sperm. GTA 5 publisher Take-Two announced that the game has sold over 90 million units worldwide, with its multiplayer component GTA Online being the largest driver of consumer expenditure in the last quarter. GTA Online will see more content updates in the months to come. This means that GTA 5 sold 15 million units in 2017 alone. Not too shabby for a game released in 2013. To put it into perspective, Star Wars Battlefront 2 sold 7 million units, and that was below EA's expectations. The game's just fucked, man. It's just so fucked.
So good.
It's so good, but it's so bad.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Everything that people shit on EA for doing, Take-Two do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Not to the same extent, obviously, and not as egregious as EA do, but they are still the pinnacle of shitty microtransactions in a full-priced game.
What, GTA?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But no one says anything about that.
What started as a slight spin-off experience for GTA has become a full-blown MMO at this point. Like, it's nuts.
Yeah, I know.
Nuts.
I enjoyed my time with it, but I can't really see me going back to it at this point.
I'll go back whenever. If anyone says, like, you want to play some GTA, I'm like, yep.
Yeah, but it's not going to take precedence over, what's now.
True, like, because now we're in the busy period, so it was great in the interim when it was kind of quiet games-wise, but now we're starting to get into the year.
Yeah.
It's unlikely that I'll spend too much time with it, but I did have a lot of fun going there and, working on PubCorp.
Yeah.
PopCorp, sorry. PopCorp.
Yeah. And the Pop Gang.
Yeah.
The motorcycle gang.
If we do ever make a proper business, I do want to call it PopCorp. With this, pop culture subsidiaries and all that shit.
Yeah, no one would have known in 2013 that it would have.
Like, no, I guarantee they.
No one,
they
wouldn't have known. No one would have known. Just to continue on the microtransaction side of things, Activision Blizzard has had its year-end call with investors, revealing $7 billion in net revenue for its 2017 fiscal year. For the fourth quarter of the year, digital revenue accounted for $1.62 billion. COD Black Ops 3's Zombie Chronicles add-on was the #1 game add-on for Sony PS4, but player investment in virtual goods and service last year exceeded DLC for Call of Duty and Destiny. That means things like Overwatch loot boxes and all that shit. $7 billion. $1.62 billion in quarter 4 on microtransactions. That, no wonder they keep doing it.
Wait, hang on.
Digital revenue accounted for $1.62 billion.
Yeah, does digital revenue include digital games purchases?
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Well, that's not a surprise then. We as a gaming society are more and more moving into purchasing games online. Less and less they're buying physical copies. So the wording on that is very, very peculiar. Yeah,
but they also said player investment in virtual goods and service was exceeded DLC sales for Call of Duty and Destiny. So,
which means more people are buying digital, whether it be DLC, whether it be a game itself.
Virtual goods and service.
Yeah, virtual goods is anything.
No, to me says loot boxes and cosmetics.
Virtual goods and services mean any virtual product that we sell.
Virtual, yes, but services, no. I don't agree on that. Anyway, no wonder they keep doing it.
A store is a goods and service.
Yeah, nah. Microtransactions. It is. You'd be silly to not know that.
Yeah, because the expression of games as a service is skewing that.
Because Destiny has their Eververse, COD has their loot boxes, Overwatch has their loot boxes, and if you don't believe that with the millions of people playing those titles combined that they're
I guarantee a very strong majority of that number is microtransactions.
Yeah, and I mean, we all shit on microtransactions and all that, but they're still there because they're still making the money and people still buy them, it is the people that are targeting them at, the casual audience. People like us are more hesitant on buying that stuff, but my dad's like, I'll fucking spend $10 on this, I don't give a shit. So...
But your dad's like, I don't give a fuck, I'm old, I don't care. Yeah. Like, I'm doing what I want.
I'm rich.
Yeah.
VR.
He's like, I just do what I please. And I think that's where it comes from. It's like, we're like, because we like have not more to say, I guess. It's just, your dad's like, I do what I want.
Yeah.
Because I'm a grown-ass man.
I'm going to skip the next one.
He's very cool.
I'm going to skip the next one because it flows into the topic of the show. So, top selling games for the week ending of whatever last week was, starting at number 10, NBA 2K18, number 9, Assassin's Creed Origins, number 8, Destiny 2, number 7, GT Sport, number 6, Crash Insane Trilogy, number 5, COD World War 2. This is where it gets interesting. Number 4, Dissidia Final Fantasy. Number 3, Dragon Ball Fighter Z. Number 2, UFC 3. And number 1, Monster Hunter World.
Why is that interesting?
Just, it's a very different top 4 than what we've seen. I mean, Monster Hunter World and Dragon Ball was there last week as well. But there was that period where we were just talking about how boring the top selling game list is, and now that the year started, it's all kicking off and things are shifting. GTA 5 didn't make a return to the top 10. That's good, but
GT Sports now, I think that was just on sale. It's good to see UFC there.
UFC games have always been very popular
and always very fun.
Get a lot of fun clips out of them.
There's some good physics breaking.
I love it. Alright, that's it for the news. Kinda. Got one more, but I'll flow that into the topic of the show.
What's the how do you do the transition to the...
That's the end of the news. Now, Ryan, let's have a chat to the players about I didn't really think about the title. Let's have a chat to the players about...
Okay.
Is PUBG already dead on PS4?
Well, this is exactly how I worded it on the Facebook post. Let me just pull that. So fucking Facebook. I just had the damn thing opened and then it decides to... No, there. Thank you. All right. We are looking at the amount of We are looking into the amount of Battle Royale modes that seem to be popping up. So with all the other games bringing out the genre to PS4, like Red Dead Redemption, Warframe, and
Paladin.
And what's the other one?
A new one coming from the people that made Stalker called Fear the Wolves. And they're all coming to PS4. Is the PlayStation release of PUBG dead before it even arrives? So before we chat, I'll read this snippet of a news article. On the back of its Battle Royale mode, Fortnite has passed PlayerUnknown's Battleground in concurrent players on PC. Fortnite hit 3.4 million concurrents last Sunday, February 4th. Developer Epic Games confirmed in a blog post. Around the same time, the servers were fucked. That's just my wording of it. As Epic explains, Fortnite has gone from 60,000 concurrent to 3.4 million in just a few months, leading to some scalability issues. Looking ahead, Epic says it seeks to expand its service system and to accommodate the game's ballooning player base. So, PUBG. We haven't talked about.
So we should also mention that Fortnite is 3.4 million concurrent across all platforms. That's including PC, Xbox, and PS4. The numbers provided by PUBG of 3.4 million or 3 million or whatever it is.
3.1.
3.1 is solely on PC. They've not divulged how many people are playing on Xbox.
No
it's
one.
Like 8.
Because it's fucked.
Yeah. Because it's a very broken experience. Well, last I checked, it was anyway.
Yeah. But that doesn't matter. Like, I don't believe that. You have to make a comparison on a single platform. Fortnite is available in a few different places, and if they've got 3.4 million people playing their game over various places, that's fine. That still trumps PUBG. Because if PUBG was on all the things, then their numbers they'd give would be on all the things. It just makes sense.
But like you said, but they are intentionally not disclosing the Xbox numbers.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's not going to make it's making such a minimal dent. So they'd be like, we have 3.4 million players on PC, combined 3.45.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah. So PUBG, I think, has peaked.
Oh, without doubt.
It's past its peak because we used to not be able to go a week without talking about it in some fashion, without some kind of news, without something happening for PUBG, and you just don't hear about it anymore. It's still very popular, of course. It's still right up. It's still the most played game on Steam, second compared to and Fortnite has overtaken it recently. But so what we're talking about is if and when PUBG comes to PS4. Is it already kind of dead in the water? I
kind of think so.
I believe so.
And but I agree this also comes from Xbox exclusivity deal. This is something that we discussed probably a couple of years ago with Tomb Raider. Rise of the Tomb Raider was a fucking fantastic game. but it was on Xbox. It was locked on Xbox. So no, it did not hit the numbers that it should have. So by the time it came out a year later on the PS4, no one cared.
The people had moved on.
People had moved on. There was old news. Therefore, that game did not hit what it was supposed to. So I guarantee you, when I think it's Shadow of the Tomb Raider is expected to be the next one, when that happens, it will be cross-platform release, because that was a horribly dumb decision. Yeah. And I do think PUBG, they are kind of in a weird place, because it is with PC, like it is, PC dominant. So like, well, it makes sense for us to connect to Xbox.
Yeah.
But it shoots them on the foot. Like you've intentionally cut out 70 million players.
No. But the original story was that Sony didn't want it on there in its current state.
Yes, because it was on early access, which I agree with.
Which I agree with, but also that's kind of hypocritical at the same time.
There's a bunch
you look
of
at some of the
shitty
shit that's come out recently, but PUBG probably peaked, I'm gonna say, December. And that's when it was like at it's fucking everywhere, and everyone's playing it, and then everyone's talking about it.
Game of the Year discussion as well, so that gave it another bump
and
as well.
And that's when you need to strike,
yeah?
At its peak. And now by the time, let's say it is December, when Xbox are like, okay, you can go to PlayStation now. No one's talking about it at that point. Plus, there's 5+ other options at least on the PlayStation. And the thing is that PUBG has come out and done its thing, done the Battle Royale, start with nothing, drop in, loot, scavenge and all that. And the other games are obviously doing it in a similar fashion, but compared to the other games and the ones that are coming out, PUBG seems like the bare bones. Because it literally is get in, find some things and kill people, whereas Fortnite has the building aspect of it, and Paladins has the skill trees and the classes in it. This new Fear the Wolves game has the kind of quote unquote Monster Hunter likeness, where it's the Battle Royale with 100 players, but there are giant fucking mutant creatures smashing through the world and trying to kill you as well. So everyone is expanding on this idea.
We have no idea what Red Dead plans on doing.
And we don't know, exactly. We don't know what Red Dead's going to do either. But all these other publishers are expanding on that idea, whereas PUBG is just the basic. And that's happened when you are the first. Everyone, like the way everyone quote unquote first,
as in the first popular. Like we know Rust was not Rust, H1Z1 and DayZ and that sort of
Minecraft Hunger Games.
Yeah, like we know those mods exist, but this is the first one to break into popular culture. Yeah. So when you're the first, people always any sort of great things come from copying and innovating. Iteration. So like example, what we do is not nothing brand new, but what we've taken from other people, we innovate and add our own iteration to, quote unquote, and that's what makes it different. And that's the same thing. So the tough part now is PUBG can't be like, and we've got building and we've got this.
Yeah, because pretty much anything that they're going to add is going to be compared to someone else now who's already bringing out that idea. And the thing is, by the time it does, like if it comes to PS4, it will sell well. Of course it will. Yeah. But it won't.
No way as well as it could have.
Not as well as it could have. And I mean, I don't blame Sony for putting their foot down and being like, not at the moment, because reasons.
See, a lot of the shittier games that are run like garbage on the PS4, they're all indie games that like 8 people would buy anyway.
Yeah.
But like I think Sony making their stance on PUBG, because that would be a big thing. If they're like, how did you let this on here? This is broken. They're like, but we used PUBG. You wanted it.
Yeah.
I think they took the right stance.
Yeah.
It may have hit them and hurt them in some ways, but I think that's right.
I think it's a good thing to have that kind of quality control. PlayStation obviously doesn't have that early access kind of program going for it. So PUBG going to Xbox was the natural progression. Microsoft and all that kind of stuff. But
they also should have been ready with the console launch.
Yeah, and I agree. But by the time PUBG comes out, I just think we're going to be flooded with so many other options that are arguably better and more in-depth.
I don't even play it anymore.
No, me either. I haven't played it for about 3 months now.
Yeah, over the time that I had, I put like 40 hours into it, and then
I think I got to about 30.
Yeah, so now when I go to my computer to after I've just done PopC work, I'm like, oh, what game can I chill with? I'm not playing PUBG anymore.
No.
I'm playing fucking Game Dev Tycoon. You know what I mean? They're like,
yeah.
It's weird though that used to be my chill game, like on my PC.
But then obviously a lot of people will like I said, how PUBG is kind of the bare bones aspect of battle royales now. That's the purists will continue to like that. It's simple, it's basic. Your goals are very straightforward. Get in, get some stuff, be number one. Don't have to worry about building.
Or get the most amount of kills, or be number one. Like, so I understand that, and some people might not like the building idea that Fortnite has, or the skill trees, whatever, and that's fine. Like, you find the one that.
Yeah.
I think there will be enough in the future of enough variation amongst these battle royale modes to be able to find the one that suits exactly what you're after.
Yeah.
And the big benefit, obviously, of Fortnite is it's free.
Of course it is. What was I going to say?
I remember now. I rudely interrupted you.
Huh?
I rudely interrupted you.
Yeah, that's okay. I can normally flow straight back into it. Because Fortnite is free. Yeah, and PUBG charging... Oh, hello.
Hey, Footsy, what's up?
$37 Australian. It's just...
Still not a lot of money, but...
Not a lot, but... Like, looking at it from the outside, you look at Fortnite, while it's very graphically different, it is very polished and very crisp. They've got the aesthetic they want. It looks fucking great. It's nice and colourful, a lot of depth. Whereas PUBG looks like it still looks like a mod. It still looks like just...
It's one... Have you checked out since 1.0 though?
No.
It looks much better as well. Like visually, it's still got that grit. They've got more of a gritty realism sort of look, right? Where PUBG is cartoony and fun and silly. Like there's a bomb that makes you fucking dance. Like
Fortnite.
So what I say?
PUBG.
Sorry, I had a Fortnite straight out of like Ratchet and Clank. You know what I mean? Like, so that like they're embracing the silliness of it, where PUBG is a bit more serious.
Yeah, no, I get that, but the thing is that how it looked prior to 1.0. They still couldn't make it run good, and now updating the graphics and making it look better to me just says they're gonna have even more troubles trying to get it to run properly. Previously, we both had to go in and edit the game system file to make it not blow our computers up.
Yeah, it's starting to like last time I was like, boo! I'm like, I went to the settings. The settings the exact same. I'm like, what the fuck?
Even just on the menu screen, I remember the computer would go. Woo! And I've, after probably 3 hours of trying to figure it out, it's because it was trying to hit 1,000 FPS because the system file said you can get to 1,000 FPS. So you had to go in and edit it. And that's just not okay. You know what I mean? That's not okay. And obviously you can't do that on the PlayStation either, whose fans get loud enough as it is.
Yeah, I'm thinking after I watched a couple of videos, side note, on cleaning your PlayStation, your PS4 Pro. I'm like, I've had it for about a year, and we live in still a construction estates. There's dust everywhere. I'm gonna have to crack open and have a clean.
It's not hard. I've done it a couple of times.
Because the top, the PS4, the OG PS4 was really easy to break. I did that 1,000 times. PS4 Pro, all you could do is just peel the top off and it's practically a couple of clips. It's pretty easy. Yeah.
Quick little air compressor. But yeah.
So I think I might do that. Side note. All right, well, let's jump into some of the community have added to this topic of conversation. My phone is so fucked. I need a new one. It just doesn't respond anymore at all.
That's what you get for owning an Apple product.
Oh yeah. Lee says it's going to be hard to compete with free, seeing as Fortnite is dominating the PS4 currently, which we're aware of. Paul James adds, Fortnite has already taken the bulk of the console market share. The data came out to suggest that PUBG's popularity is diminishing. So while it won't be dead on arrival, it's not likely to re-energize the series, as we mentioned. Especially given the likely fact that we'll need to wait until presumably December before Microsoft will even let PubCorp release it elsewhere. I think I had another one over here as well. Just says we had survival of the fittest. That was from Ark, since canned. Then PUBG, which was just exploded the popularity of the game mode. Now we have Fortnite with a bunch of other games that I can't recall off the top of my head. Trying to milk the success. Is it too much now? Are we going to hit a boiling point, like a saturation point of Battle Royale?
Yes and no. I mean, there will be a point where, because we're already getting onto that everyone's doing it kind of stage, but we're only still looking at 5 games.
Yeah.
And two of which aren't out till later this year anyway. But those games that just jump on with Battle Royale for the sake of making money will fizzle themselves out and shut down.
Because they won't innovate. The
ones that do it well are the ones that are going to stick around. So I imagine Red Dead's going to be very, very popular. Because I imagine... Rockstar are going to make it so because they know what they're doing. Fortnite's going to stick around. This Fear the Wolves could go either way, but it does seem like a very cool concept. It looks very cool. Paladins, I think, will fizzle out, because I think the game's already fizzling out as it is, and this was their last ditch to be like, please play our game. But it is free, so maybe check it out. You might like it. But yeah, no, there's always a saturation point, but there are still the tent poles of it that will always be there.
I agree. So I'm in the same boat as you. Like, you always, any carbon copy of a game will always fall, because it is in fact a copy. People are like, well, why am I playing this when I can play the other one? You know, that as you mentioned, you need to, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, imitation is the best flattery. Like, so if someone does take exactly what you do and copy it, cool. That means what you're doing is good enough for it to be imitated. However, those that don't iterate or innovate on that concept will just die out, because there's nothing that breaks them, nothing that sets them aside. And by the sounds of it, it's talking about, you know, like I keep saying, what's it, Dark Souls? What the fuck's it called? Like Fortnite, like the Wolves. You know, these are all bringing something different, and that may not grab everybody, and that's fine. They're carving out their own section of this bigger market. I'm cool. I think that'd be cool to see.
I'm cool with that. What do you think? Do you think if PUBG comes to PlayStation, will it be successful? Do you still talk about PUBG? Do you even care about PUBG at all? Please let us know in the comments below. Tell us how wrong we are. I welcome it.
Yeah, I would love to. Like, I'm wrong all the time, so I'd love to know if I'm wrong.
So do you want to do the rest of the questions now, or do you want to do the drop?
No, we'll do questions, then we'll wrap up the drop.
Okay.
So another one from Jess. She says, Tataku. So is, you know, the new little figures coming from PlayStation. Are these the new toys to life, or do you think it's more collectibles than amiibos?
Collectibles, because as far as we know so far, they have no other functionality than being a shelf.
Yep. Like the Skylander, except that has functionality.
Oh, that's the Skylander, is it?
Yeah.
Oh. Bad example. You know what I mean? They, as far as we know, they don't serve any other function than looking cool.
Which is enough for me, because I pre-ordered like 4 of them. I
pre-ordered all the Monster Hunter pop vinyls that are coming out. The whole set. I've got pre-ordered already at EV Games.
Did they let you do a bundle of like $120 or whatever it is for all of them?
There's only 4 at the moment. So $20 each separately, or all of them for $70.
Oh, good, they did do a bundle.
Online bundle.
Yeah, well, in regards to Totaku, like, I have, because I want them for the shelf here. So I've got Bloodborne, Crash, Kratos, and Heihachi from Tekken.
Not Sackboy?
No Sackboy. I'm leaving it open for people to buy me stuff.
Oh, okay. That's how it is, right.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'll get the ones that I want, and then people are like, oh, what can I get you for your birthday? I'm like, get me the Tataku that I didn't want to buy.
Yeah.
And obviously when they do come, I'll be shameless, probably do an unboxing video of some sort. And she also asked, who else would you like to see come on Totaku characters? Obviously, we know with Atreus coming in like the second run. Obviously, Aloy's a big one. Nathan Drake's a good one. You can probably get a couple out of Uncharted at least. Get Sully, Elena, you know, Sam.
Sully and Elena will be like the D-list release. So
I'd buy the fuck out of them.
Though. Oh yeah, they're not saying that they're bad characters, but they're not obviously the 10 poles. You know, you want to get the big ones out.
Oh, and Snake.
Yep, I'd love all the Persona characters in their get-ups. Persona 5 characters.
I think we'd very much likely get Joker.
We'll at least get Joker.
Maybe some of the Colossi would probably be pretty cool.
Yeah, if they did, like, because you know how pop vinyls have like their big range, like the Big Daddy pop vinyl is like 3 times the size. So if they did, like, you know, Totaku Plus and they had the Colossi and all that, that'd be kind of cool.
Speaking of Metal Gear, if they were to do a Totaku Plus and they have the like Metal Gear Ray or Metal Gear Rex, that'd be fucking beautiful.
Like going back, some of the PS2 Final Fantasy characters would be cool when it was an exclusive. You know, like, you know, Cloud and Squall. Pretty much any of their first party stuff, really. I'd even buy a Killzone one. Oh, I
would totally buy like a Killzone, like a Hellgast.
Hellgast,
I would buy that in a second.
Resistance, one of the fucked up creatures.
Infamous, get Cole, or maybe even Delson.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter either way. It would be good.
Yeah. Oh, they've got a lot of characters to dip into,
and I think by going a bit more realistic, because, you know, looking at like the Bloodborne, the Kratos, and the Heihachi, they are very realistic. Where, you know, the Crash one's a little bit artistic, like they're with the amiibos, they are, or some are realistic-ish, but they are still very much the same style, like the same artistic stuff. They're all very sort of cartoony.
Yeah, that's just Nintendo,
Nintendo
style.
as a whole, though.
That's their aesthetic.
Yeah, so they have a benefit that they all look the same.
It's consistency.
Yeah, a lot of these will look different.
Yeah.
And similar at the same time. So I'm open to all the Totaku. I am shameless enough to buy probably all of them.
Well, the cool thing is because it's just kind of coming out, is that you can get into that collector mode. It's like, I'm going to have every single one. If you wanted to do that with Amiibos now, it's too far gone.
Yeah.
Because people will buy out Amiibos and sell them for $100 on eBay when you can't get... Because Nintendo like that artificial scarcity, allegedly.
That's
whereas
not allegedly about it. It's
I don't think Sony don't kind of run that way.
No.
So I don't think you'll ever kind of be shot in the foot where you can't get one.
And I do think the interest is minimal at the moment as well, which is cool. Going to EB Games and pre-ordering them, they're like, I didn't know where to find them in the order, in the inventory.
Yeah.
You know, like...
Yeah.
But the guy I spoke with, Tony, he's the dude at the One Pond store. He's a good dude. We were chatting about it. He's like, yeah, these are really fucking cool. Like, I had to dig to find them, and like no one else has mentioned them.
Yeah.
So at the time, I may have been the only person.
So are they all available for pre-order at the moment? So when it first dropped, they only had Kratos.
Yeah. So initially there was just Sackboy, and then like 2 days later, then you got Wipeout and Bloodborne, and like.
See, they're the ones like that. Like Wipeout, it's like, I don't really care.
Yeah.
But if I'm gonna get them, I may as well get all of them.
I'll make it the last one I get. Like if you know, I'm like, I got all the cool ones I want, and someone's like, here you go, $20. There you go, buy that. Done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could talk about. I'm sorry.
Mustache going up my nose.
Like I said, I love PlayStation, obviously, and we've never had those sort of collectibles for PlayStation. So for me, it's like finally scratching that itch. Like Amiibos always interest me, but like I very select Amiibos. Like I might get a Charizard one, or I might get. I think we've talked about this before.
I've got a few Zelda ones. The only one I actively look for every time I go to EB Games is Shovel Knight.
Yeah, me too. And I can't find it.
Get it. And then on eBay it's like $50-$60. I'm not.
Yeah, because I'd like to have like Shovel Knight would be a good shelf one as well.
Yeah, I love Shovel Knight.
All right, let's keep moving on through. No, we've talked about that before in another episode. Lee says Kingdom Hearts 3 hype.
What about it?
You hype for Kingdom Hearts?
No.
No?
I couldn't give less of a dick.
Max!
No, not saying it's, people aren't excited for it and everything, but for me, I just doesn't do it for me, unfortunately. Max
has got a sort of two-part question. With games heading more towards games as a service, and with Microsoft putting all first-party games on Xbox Access when it comes to release dates, are we getting closer to a gaming equivalent of Netflix? And do you think it'll be hard for Microsoft to find more first-party developers now that they are releasing their first-party games on Xbox Access, and will we see PlayStation do the same?
I like the idea of it, but I don't think I'd be on board with it. Yeah. I enjoy purchasing my games and having the case physically, and I don't like the idea that all the games I'm enjoying to play are linked behind me paying a subscription each month. Because what if there is a month where I can't afford that subscription cost, whether it's $10 or you never know what's going to happen, and then you can't play any of that stuff again, presumably because the Xbox service runs. As long as you're subscribed, you can download the games and play them whenever you want. And while I think the service would be cool, for me, I don't think I'd really be on board with it. Because any game I want, I'm just going to go and buy. That's how I've done it for the last 20 years, and that's how I'm going to continue doing it in the future.
Like I said, I understand that sentiment where you're coming from. Like, I used to be the same about movies. Like, I'm like, why would I stream it when I can buy it and it's the best quality that it will be? Because I'll buy the Blu-ray, I'll buy the 4K Blu-ray, right? You know what I mean? Like, as in, like, what?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah, so it's like it's going to be a subpar purchase, and I never actively own it. It's only there as long as Netflix want to have it on there, right? But now I've transitioned to where I've not bought a Blu-ray in fucking months.
You don't need any. You got no room to buy any more Blu-rays out there.
More Blu-rays. But so games is probably similar. Like, I don't like buying my games all that digital. If I want to buy them, of course, because you never really own them as long as the license lets you.
Plus, they're normally $30 cheaper at Target.
Exactly. Where I'll buy physical every time if I can. Now, granted, when we get given a code for something, or when there's a review copy, that's different. I'd much prefer digital because then we can both play it. Like, that comes from a different place.
Yeah.
But for my own purchases, I think Microsoft have the advantage of doing it because A, they have 3 first-party games that we know of this year. Sony have 8, 10, maybe. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And if Sony did it, they wouldn't put their first parties on there. Why would they?
Yeah.
Why would you want people paying, quote-unquote, $10 a month to play God of War when you could sell 5+ million copies of it at $80 each? Like, it makes no sense from a business standpoint for Sony to go the Microsoft route with first parties.
See, initially when I heard of this, I'm like, it's Microsoft's decision. They're like, well, we need people to buy our stuff, and this is the easy way for them to do it, right?
And it's cool. It's a good idea.
From a customer perspective, fucking A, it's perfect. Yeah. I'm curious on how it's going to work from a business perspective, or whether is it them going to be ushering in the new wave of games, how games are played, how games are sold coming into the next generation. That is the big future that I want to see. Like, as in, will this be that drastic change that just needed? And Microsoft coming from a place of scarcity, coming from a place of having to make this decision. Like, is that some desperation? Sorry, the word I wanted.
Well, look, they're on the ropes,
transition,
and they've done a lot. They've thrown a lot at the wall to see what sticks, and a lot of it is very, very cool stuff. Really cool ideas. Like, they could have at the point. At this point, they could have just sat on their hands and waited for the next generation, but they're not. They're like, what about this? What about that? We got backwards compatibility. We got this subscription service. We got this. We got that. And it's all really, really cool. And they're obviously trying to get that customer respect back, and they're doing a great job of it as well. On the second part of Max's question, will it make it harder for them to obtain a first-party studio?
Because rumour has it right now they are shopping around trying to buy more first parties.
EA was thrown out there at one point.
And Valve.
Yeah, EA, Valve, yeah. But I think it will. Like, if they want to buy a company and be like, if we buy you, you make us games just for Xbox, and it goes onto our subscription service. You know, $10 a month they could play game. I don't know. It seems like a hard sell.
It's a good way for that team to make money consistently over the year, rather than the big spike at the initial sales.
I think it's great for indie games. Like, it'd be really good for the smaller indie studios.
Like, if Cuphead was on there, Cuphead would have already did well, but
but then how do you work out, like, subsidizing the company for having their game on there? I mean, Cuphead sold gangbusters at $30 a pop, whereas if everyone's paying $10 a month and Cuphead's just in the mix, like, how is that studio making their money, and how are Microsoft making their money?
They're able to monitor how many downloads, whatever, and they get cut.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like a real hard sell.
I do like, but from the business of subscription services is quite effective in the idea of people pay one thing once, or people accidentally pay for a year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. You forget about your subscription.
I have Stan and Netflix right now. Like, we use Netflix every day. Like, we're using Stan more and more now because they have a lot more kid stuff for James. But there were months we never used it.
I paid for the WWE Network for 6 months.
Without realizing.
Without even... I've subscribed... I got a free month to watch WrestleMania last year.
And then we watched it... last year. Didn't we watch it here with Craig?
No, we're just flicking through it, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got it for WrestleMania last year. I thought, I'll get the free month, watch WrestleMania, cancel it, don't get charged. Oh, sweet. But I forgot. And then it's like, we're going to bill you for your first month. Like, oh, fuck yeah, I better cancel that. Next month, oh, fuck, I forgot to cancel it. 6 months before I'm like, I took the 3 seconds to do it. And that's just how it's same with gym memberships.
Yeah.
People will sub because the embarrassment of going in there.
That's why they do the joining fee as well, because they get that big bump at the start. So if you do happen to cancel, you get your exit fees. But
also, a lot of people don't like to cancel because it is, they see it as, I've failed, weakness. I've given up, it's weakness. You kind of go in there with your head hung down like, I can't do this anymore. But I like what Microsoft is doing with all this stuff. They're really kind of pushing the boundaries and trying all this new stuff. It's very cool.
And Max has given a lot of the questions this week, so we'll go 2 more off these, and then we'll wrap it up. And we'll do the jump into the drop. So, Max says, the Death Stranding teasers are making me wonder what it would be like if Kojima just went ahead and made a movie instead of a game. Similar to that, is there a film direct that you would love to see bring their style and flair to a video game? So Kojima in the past has been asked that question, why don't you make movies? And he discussed that, no, games is the medium that he likes because he gets a lot more freedom. Rather than being stuck to 2 hours, he can make an 8-hour, 15-hour story that's kind of fleshed out and a lot deeper and that sort of stuff. So that makes sense why he's not into movies, but you can tell he's clearly bringing a lot of movie influence. Yeah. And I think that's cool. I think as pushing games as an art form, fucking A. Mm-hmm. Would you watch a Kojima movie?
Maybe. I mean, I don't have that big attachment to him because I haven't played the Metal Gear series. And
I actually watched the movie YouTube thing the other day, and they were comparing the PS1 game to the GameCube remake for Twin Snakes, which is the remake of the first one. Fuck, it looks good. I want to see if we can get a ROM, and you want to actually play it, because I want to play it again. And the version on GameCube is staggeringly better than the PS1 version, visually anyway. Yeah. So I think that would be a good way for us to both me to replay it, you to play it for the first time, and it not be so visually jarring.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, if the movie looked cool, I mean, I guess I would. Sure. But that's like asking me, would you watch a movie if it was made by so-and-so from Naughty Dog? Sure, if it looked good. I mean, I don't care who's making the movie. Just show me a cool trailer and get me interested. I don't give a fuck whose name's behind it. I don't care if you're the biggest name in Hollywood or some no-name. Just if the trailer looks good, I'll watch it. So if someone was like, Kojima's making a movie, I'd be like, and? Tell me more. I don't care, okay, he's making it, but what is it? Hook me with it.
Okay. So are there any directors or movie writers that you would like to see jump into the gaming medium?
I'm not that into movies, so I don't...
Like, when I asked that question, my brain thought of a couple of different people. It thought of Kevin Smith, obviously, but with his movies being very dialogue heavy, it'd probably make a good visual novel. But even then, it would just be like watching a bunch of cutscenes. Yeah. So it wouldn't be as visually aesthetic. Like, it'd be fun, because like his dialogue and his... how he tells a story is very interesting. That's
the thing, you think of movie directors, so you think of the games they would make being presented as a movie, as a visual novel. Yeah.
Or someone like, if you would bring Tarantino in, Tarantino would have that great storytelling, you would have that great dialogue, but it will also have a fuck ton of action.
Why doesn't Tarantino and Kojima collab?
Well, because there has been a couple of there's been a Reservoir Dogs game back in the day on PS2. It was actually it was banned in Australia, never released here. So like there has been sort of somewhat adaptions of some of like movies that I'd like to see. Other than that, like I think the mediums are too different.
Not really. I mean, movie directors are good at making movies. Just because they make good movies doesn't necessarily mean they'd make a good game. And it goes the other way too. Kojima's supposedly really good at making, really enthralling games. It doesn't mean he could make a good movie though. Two very different mediums. So I don't.
And finally, with Valentine's Day coming up, what's a game that you would love to play with your significant other, if you have one, Josh? And what's a game you can't play with them or see them play? So you can talk about past relationships, playing games?
I've never dated a gamer.
Oh, really?
No. I play whatever the fuck I want. Whatever I want. No. I mean, there was in a previous relationship when I replayed The Last of Us 2, she really enjoyed watching me play it. Just for the visual aspect, great story, great characters. So those kind of, like the Naughty Dog games are enjoyable to watch someone else play because you do have that, you do get that kind of movie feeling to it. Whereas these characters, the parts you control in like a Naughty Dog game are just getting from one cutscene to the next to further the story. So it makes them very enjoyable to watch. And also, Tales from the Borderlands. She also watched me play through that, and it's just a fucking funny game, man. It's just enjoyable to watch because it's so funny, and then you get to make the choices together and stuff like that. But primarily, I just play whatever I want.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. My wife has gamed in the past, but not all that much.
She got Diablo 3, surprisingly.
She smashed Diablo 3.
Yeah, it's weird.
She smashed Shadows of Mordor.
She's got skills.
She loves like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Like the one game that she's been asking lately, like, hey, what was that game with the cooking and the running around? I'm like, yeah, Overcooked. Like, can we play that again soon? I'm like, fuck yeah, we can play that game again soon.
Yeah.
So like that's probably the next thing we'll probably play together. But majority of the time is because she understands that it's work, so she's kind of like, all right, you do what you need, and I'll just go do something else.
Whereas a game like Monster Hunter isn't really, I wouldn't imagine it being enjoyable to watch someone else play because you don't really kind of get what's going on. I guess I don't know.
So she's not as like she enjoys games, but not in the same vein. Like she's not like, oh, I need to play this, so let's play this together.
I don't live and breathe it.
Like Crash Bandicoot, she played with me for a little while as well, but she got mad and sort of left.
Don't blame her. I played the Insane Trilogy for probably about 2 hours, and then I haven't touched it since. Whereas Joel, community member, and our webman,
our web wizard,
fucking platinumed that shit. That's fucking crazy.
But anyways, if you have any answers to those questions, be sure to comment below. Let us know. I'd love to hear what people have to say about that. But let's wrap things up with the drop. These are the games that are coming to the players this week.
Just really love my new phone background.
Oh, it's the Anjanath.
Yeah. Fuck, it looks good. Thanks, Reddit. Crossing Souls, PS4 digital. Stop me when you want to talk about something. Yeah. CubeWorks, PSVR digital. Drunken Bar Fight, PSVR digital.
We went through the list before we started recording, as we always do. Drunken Bar Fight, it's literally a PSVR drunken bar fight game.
The title says it all.
You just get drunk, you fight people in a bar. I'm buying the fuck out of this game.
The trailer was hilariously funny. I'll read the blurb.
It's quality ragdoll.
Drunken Bar Fight is a simple, immersive, silly, rowdy party game. Take turns throwing bottles, darts, chairs, tip jars, or anything else you can get your hands on at opponents. That's it. Get in a bar, drink, and fight. I saw one guy get ragdolled out the window, and then one guy's hands up and he's just ragdolling.
And it's one guy throw a bottle, miss completely, and take out the wall.
Trip over someone. But it just looked. I highly suggest check out the trailer. It looks like fun. Very fun. What would make it even cooler if you got shit faced right before you played.
That's dangerous. I'd vomit.
Dynasty Warriors 9.
Doesn't interest me. However, Ben Baird, one of our community members, is very excited. He messaged me frequently. He's like, "Hey guys, you guys gonna play this Dynasty Warriors? Can you tell me what's gonna be good?" I'm like,
didn't even know it was coming.
Never played them.
I've played one in the past. It was fun. Yeah. The Fall Part 2, Unbound, PS4 digital. Fae, PS4 digital. This game looks really cool.
Yeah, read it up.
Really nice indie game. Fae is a new type of platform adventure where the story is up to you to discover without hand-holding, told wordlessly through discoveries you make during gameplay.
I remember this being, I think it's one of the EA indies, kind of like how Unravel was.
And Child of Light for Ubisoft as well.
Yep. One of those sort of smallish games. If
and when I do pick it up, it'll be on the Switch, though.
Ooh, Switch. Yeah, Switch is probably the best indie.
Switch is good for Switch is a good indie machine. I'm really enjoying it for the indies because when the kids are having the TV, I've got a good indie game to play on the Switch. Guilt Battle Arena, PS4 digital. Kingdom Come Deliverance.
I've heard nothing but good things about this.
I haven't even seen a trailer.
I haven't yet.
You're Henry, the son of a blacksmith, thrust into a raging civil war. You watch helplessly as invaders storm your village and slaughter your friends and family. Narrowly escaping the brutal attack, you grab your sword and fight back. Avenge the death of your parents and help repel invading forces. It just sounds so generic.
Yeah.
Just reading that just sounds like okay, but I may need to look into it a bit more because I haven't seen anything.
Our good friends Zach at Do Even Game Bro and Charlie from Load Screen are both super keen, and I believe they've already got their hands on it as we speak.
Nice. Knockout League PSVR digital. It's boxing in VR.
Sweet.
Actually, that'd be kind of with fists flying at your face.
That'd be horrifying.
That'd be really scary. The longest 5 minutes.
Maybe might have to do some VR streams this week.
The longest 5 minutes, PS Vita digital. Now this game sounds cool. In the longest 5 minutes, you play as a hero, flashback as he and his friends. No, it doesn't say anything. Basically, the game starts and you're at the boss fight. You start at the end boss, but you've forgotten how you got there or why you're there. You've forgotten fucking everything. What the fuck is going on? The boss is like, ha ha ha, I'm gonna.
What the fuck?
So, in the 5 minutes, quote unquote, the 5 minutes that the boss has given you to prep for his battle, you got to replay through the protagonist's memories. So you're playing through the memories. So yeah, you start at the end, but then you replay the start through to the end. It's a very cool idea, and it's coming to Vita, so that's cool. But it's also coming to the Switch, so Mahjong Carnival PS4 digital. Woo. Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game, PS4 digital and retail.
That's retail, I guess.
Who puts the official video game in the title for the video game?
Games from the early 2000s.
Yeah. Licensed games. The Lion King, the official video game, and they're always fucking rubbish. Oh no, this is just...
It's not a genre anyway, it's fine.
It's a Supercross Championship game, obviously sponsored and made by Monster. Pinstripe, PS4 digital. Pop-Up Pilgrims, PSVR. That's fun to say. Say it.
Pop-Up Pilgrims. Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Put on your PSVR headset and use simple controls to guide the pilgrims around each bit of it. Sounds like Lemmings.
Cool.
Whoa, too far. Sharks, PS4 digital. Secret of Mana, the remake, PS4 digital and retail, originally released in 1993. Secret of Mana is by far the most popular title in the Mana series. Now it's finally getting its long-awaited full 3D remake. Slice, Dice and Rice, PS4 digital.
Racist.
One clean hit kills Slice and Rice is a fighting game with no health bars. It revolves around the idea of finding and opening your opponent's defense and ending the round with a single clean hit. That sounds kind of cool. Sprint Vector, PSVR. True Fear Forsaken Souls Part 1. Oh, can't wait for Part 2. That's it.
So a lot of smaller games. A lot of games with a lot of smaller games. There's no real big title.
No, I'd say check out Faye, check out The Longest 5 Minutes, and apparently check out Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Yeah, and I'm down for some VR punching. So
Oh yeah, Drunken Bar
that's where I'm gonna jump in this week.
I'll try to swing it so I can actually make it for a stream again. You know, it is hard, being a school night and everything. But I would like to stream that game with you. It'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm super keen.
Can I go into the ending spiel?
You can.
Because whenever I think I can, you always stop me because I've forgotten something.
No.
If you enjoyed that PlayStation conversation, you can join in many more every Monday morning at 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on YouTube and 8 a.m. on iTunes and other podcast services. How do you join that conversation? Simply head over to www.popculturist.com/questions. Give us your thoughts, questions, and suggestions for the show. We were talking about shortening this, weren't we?
Yeah,
if
removing the website part out.
If a week between shows is a little bit too long, please join us on Facebook, join us on Discord. If you're feeling generous, join us on Patreon. Head over there, check out the tiers. There might be something there that interests you.
And of course, you can always show your PopCulturist love on your body with PopCulturist merchandise at the PopCulturist.com/shop. Get shirts, cups, phone cases, anything we can smack our logo on.
Just pretend I'm wearing one.
Yeah, look at this one. See,
it's good.
yeah. I'm Ryan Betson.
I'm Josh Thomas.
And that was for the players.